Well, I have to show you my new little friend. Can you hear her? This is Iris. Hi, Iris. Can you say hi to everybody? I don't know what kind of chicken she is, but she looks like she has eyeliner on. She's so pretty. I try and pick her up all the time so that she'll be a little bit more tame. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, did I scare you a little bit? Welcome back to Winans Window. I don't think I've ever been busier in my life. Okay, maybe when all 4 of my kids were toddlers, but that's a different type of busy. So we still have the responsibility of taking the kids to the boys to work, to football practice, helping Emily set up her new venture, running Josiah around. So that never changes. That's always part of my life. But it's crazy how busy I am outdoors with my chickens and my garden and just my country life in general. Oh my word, isn't that the cutest? Hey, Fiona. I got the raspberry bushes.
I'm not far enough. I'm a hole digger.
Oh, crunch.
Josiah, this is Indy's water bowl. I never have my camera when I need it, but this morning when I let Fiona and Phyllis out, Phyllis is on top of Fiona, and she just walked on out with Phyllis right on top of her. Are you guys good friends? You're so cute. Hi, Phyllis. Did you have any idea? Did you have any idea that when you made this, it was just gonna just continue being used?
Permanent?
Yeah.
Permanent, temporary travel? Yeah, no.
So this morning we've been busy cleaning out the garage. Look at my amazing vanity for my bathroom. It's an antique vanity that we found. I can't wait to show it to you guys when it's finished. But right now it's going to have to just stay in the garage with the rest of, you know, how garages are. Because we're getting chicks. Oh. Hi, chicken.
You ever seen a snake?
These are guinea fowl. They're going to get rid of our surplus grasshopper population. Some big hand just comes in and scoops them out. Mark's out here working on the chicken run because, as you could tell, our guinea fowl are growing a lot faster than we were expecting, and so they're going to be flying out of that box soon. So Mark's getting the chicken run finished today so we can move the guinea fowl out here. Well, hey Fiona, did you need to come say hi? Hi. Hi girls. Hi Ralphio. So I've been out in the garden all morning putting bone meal around my tomato plants, and I have grubs, and I have this thing called a squash borer that has got into my squash. And so part of moving out to the country has been a huge learning curve for me. I feel like I've gone back to school. I spend hours combing through Facebook, not just Facebook, but Facebook's organic gardening, raised bed gardening, even backyard chickens. There's so much information on there. So I also have purchased several books to help to go through each individual plant that I'm having issues with. I am learning so much. My brain actually hurts. I really do feel like I'm going back to school. So this is a grommet press that I used to use when we had, when I ran a workroom. And we're gonna put grommets on this black netting to give our tomatoes shade. And this idea came from one of our viewers, Kelly. Thanks, Kelly, for the hint that our tomatoes need shade. So our black netting is actually repurposed netting, but it does look like we may have to actually spend money and buy more, huh? Oh yeah, we have a lot more tomato plants than I was thinking. I love the fact that we can just look out of our house and we see who's coming. It does give like an old-fashioned living on the prairie feeling. You look up, you see a bunch of dust, you can say, hey. My brother called the other day and he says to me, so what are you doing besides nothing? Yeah, I wish I was doing nothing. My television time, my Facebook time, my downtime has drastically dropped since I've moved to the country. Oh, we got another tree. It's like Christmas in July. So it's interesting because our life here is definitely so much more simple than living in the city, but living in the city was easier. I ran to the grocery store and I bought tomatoes. I didn't have to worry about digging a hole, planting them, figuring out what's wrong with them, wondering why they're not producing, putting a net on them. It has been crazy. However, I wouldn't change this life for city life ever again. Showed up on our doorstep last night.
Whoa.
It's Smiley. You're never gonna leave, Smiley.
Probably not.
You're gonna have to pay someone to ship your stuff here.
Yeah.
This is like God's country.
Yeah. I'm already pretty sold.
Yeah.
Just from last night alone.
What are you boys doing?
Making jerky. Making jerky. I'm soaking chips.
Well, guess what I'm getting ready to do? Make
chips.
electrolytes for our chickens. It's because
Gatorade for the chickens.
Gatorade. What flavor do you think they prefer?
Orange.
Blue raspberry or melon.
Maybe melon.
Okay. So I have electrolytes in the chicks' water because we're supposed to get to 113 this week, which I think our other chickens will be used to since they're Arizona chicks. But you see how beautiful, look how beautiful Iris is right there. Hi, Iris. So pretty. So I'm back. I had to go out and water the ground. Our ground has a lot of clay in it, and so when it's really dry, you can't even dig a hole. and Josiah and Smiley are on their way back from town, and they're going to dig a hole for my apple tree. So I had to go out and water it and soften it up for them to actually be able to dig a hole. So I've chosen to be organic as much as possible. I take the shells from the eggs and I crush them up and I use them as calcium in my squash. And like I told you, I've been doing so much studying and reading that I know there's certain plants I need for next year. I need to plant in with my garden to help keep some of the pests down. And so we're a little too late for that this year, but I'm learning the organic way to do things, which is really exciting to me. It's interesting though, because I've read so much, and what one person considers organic, another person doesn't consider organic. And so there's a lot of conflicting things. I'm trying to kind of walk down the middle, and we definitely want to raise bees in the future. So I want to make sure that I'm not killing off anything that will, I don't want to use anything that's going to kill off my bees. Also, it's nice because the toads take care of certain insects. I want to get some more maybe praying mantis and some ladybugs for next year, because I know they get rid of certain pests as well. But again, we had just such an infestation, literally a plague of grasshoppers. That was very unusual for this year. So I had to choose to use something not quite so organic to get rid of them, to salvage my plants. But I really want to do that as a last resort. One of the fun things about living out in the country is they have like these little farmers markets. First of all, wasn't it the cutest little family?
Oh, so sweet.
I love the country families.
I know. I feel like we're on a cute little farm, a little plantation. Okay. So good! Oh my word!
So like candy?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you had a fruit tree, you wouldn't need to eat candy.
Literally. It's like dessert.
It sounds soft when you're eating it.
Oh, it's so good. Do a bite?
Not right now. Thank you. What do you do when you buy $20 worth of peaches? Make a peach dessert. I don't know what it's called. Did you dip it in the maple syrup right there?
No! We'll have to take a second bite.
It's maple with fresh cream from the creamery.
Ooh. It's hot. That's so good. Oh my word. That's amazing.
So another thing is, I am up before the sunrise every single day. At least when we lived in the city, I could sleep in on Saturdays if there wasn't a wrestling tournament. But here in the country, I need to get the girls out every day. There's always something to do in the garden before the heat comes. It needs to be watered in the morning. Also in the city, I was lights out by 8 p.m. Here, I've seen 10:30, 11 o'clock. Again, the girls need to be put in. They're not ready to go in until the sun goes down. I need to get some lighting in here. Are you guys all in there? In there. 1, 2. Good night. By the time the sun goes down, things have cooled off and I almost feel like revived again, and I'm busy doing other things. So even though life is simpler in the country, my days are actually longer. We finally found a place to get flour. The actual Okeen flour mill. How fun is this? I just can't believe it. Whole wheat, fresh. They just milled it 2 days ago. Are you kidding me? How amazing is that? So, one thing I wanted to share with you is how country folk network. You know what I'm talking about, right? Networking, getting to know the right people to get things done. Well, country folk call networking friendship. Oh my word, it's so refreshing to legitimately have friends who do things for each other, for us, with no intentions of us ever repaying them. It is like a breath of fresh air, not to mention the integrity that we've come across. It feels like we've stepped back in time in really a good way, where a handshake is as good as a contract. The other day, we went to the flour mill in order to purchase flour, and it was the most amazing thing happened. We got in the office and we're discussing the kind of flour that I was looking for, and the foreman said, well, the flour that I was actually looking for wasn't going to be milled until Monday. But he had 2 other bags of flour that I was also looking for. So he says, why don't you just load up and take the 2 bags that we have now, and then when you come back on Monday to purchase the other flour, then we'll settle up the paperwork in the office. He said, you're good for it. I love that. I love that. They are trustworthy and they're full of integrity. So guess what? They automatically assume and know that I'm trustworthy and full of integrity. Yeah, folks, I love country life networking. Well, I can't even talk, I'm so tired. Oh my word. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little update from our family. And remember, wherever God has planted you, you can grow and reach out to those around you. See you next time on Wine and Window.